I think that the benefits of an open society are obvious to anyone, but the downsides, the dangers are real too, and fraud is clearly up there. What we've heard tonight is about how cybercrime is a real menace, about how transparency plays both ways when it comes to helping legal behaviour, and about how there are some real dilemmas when it comes to setting the right incentives to crack down on fraud and give the right framework of confidence for people going about their business.
The IFG is so important because we're able to be light-footed and seize and trap assets quickly on a global scale.
Increased regulation could mean decrease in fraud, but it depends on the quality of the regulation.
I think you really need to look at the quality of the people involved in regulation, and that's been one of the big question marks over the past 4 or 5 years since the financial collapse. So yes, we can put more people in, but we need to have people actually understand about fraud, about what makes fraudsters tick.
I don't think that, in fact, increased regulation does mean of itself a decrease in fraud. I think what it does is add to the perception of people who are regulated by Fraud Act, by bribery, by business. I think it adds to their perception of what they should and should not do, but it doesn't of itself change behaviour.
The increase in fraud is completely actually unrelated to regulation. It's related to human conduct, and it doesn't matter what you bring in terms of regulation, people will find a way to subvert it and to find a way to be dishonest and to be crooked. Sharing information is definitely a way to help combat fraud. One of the problems that the financial community is facing is that they are so scared that they are holding back valuable data that would help people like us fight fraud.
I think what the international community should look at is ideas of having agreed regulations for the maintenance of banking records and company records.
The one thing that transparency and sharing of information does is it allows us to see what other people do and understand better what the issues are between us.
We just have to be increasingly vigilant on behalf of the banks, high net worth individuals and corporate clients to ensure that we can track down assets globally.
What worries me most about the future of international fraud is the lack of resources in government, in regulatory bodies, and the skill sets to actually address the scale of what people are facing from organised criminals and the sophisticated environment that we operate in.
The biggest worry for me is that as we have a more connected and globalized environment, fraud is going to get more sophisticated as people can no longer worry about geographical boundaries.
It's undoubtedly corruption which corrodes proper government and also proper business practices wherever it happens in the world.
The only cure for fraud, at the end of the day, is an understanding in companies and organisations that it is not acceptable as a culture.